Pat and I had been married on the 11th of June 1949, and in 1950 I was recalled to serve my king and country for 2 weeks, Z training. I was posted to Cart Camp at Fluteborough in Cumbria. I spent 2 weeks as a sergeant in charge of a gang of civilian workers cleaning out the camp drains. What good it did, I have no idea. After leaving the Willow garage, I had no job to go to, and I painted the outside of Hodge Syke, having bought the house with Pat when we were married. One evening there was a knock on the door, and it was Ben Hopkinson, who had been the rating officer for Irby all through the war, and who had been Vera's employer when she had worked in the rates office prior to her marriage. Ben had come to tell me that there was a job free in the wages office at Rolls-Royce Limited, Barn Oldswick, and I went for an interview and got the job. I worked there for some months evaluating rates of pay from time clock cards, a most boring job. I wanted to get back to the motor industry. I wrote to the general manager of Roots Limited, and as a result, I had an interview for a position as reception engineer in the car department at Knott Mill, Deansgate, Manchester, and I stayed with them for 2 years, doing 6 months on van sales, car sales, and service department. During this time, I stayed Monday to Friday with John in Culcheth and came home at weekends. In 1956, I entered an advert in the evening paper for an engineer with a firm of consulting engineers, Strange and Partners, in Albert Square, Manchester. I obtained a post with them and remained with them until 1978. During this period, Pat and I sold Hodge Syke to Ben Hopkinson, and we bought a semi-detached house in Hulme Road, Heaton Chapel, near Stockport, where we lived for 5 years. When we went to live there, we took my mother and our firstborn child Rachel, who was 2 years old. Whilst we were at this address, we had Andrew and David. In 1960, partners wanted to expand into Yorkshire, and I was taken into partnership to open an office in Dewsbury, West Yorkshire, and eventually found a house to our liking in Ossett. We moved to 14 Brook Street, Ossett, in September 1960, and we have lived in Ossett ever since.